Okay, happy Wednesday, everyone. Let's get started. I'm gonna do roll call. Nord,
I'm here, present.
okay, I am not hearing.
Sorry, can you hear me now? I'm here. 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 Video. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't know if she can.
Ah, thank you.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna do roll call again. Nord,
Here.
hi, David. Parks and Parkways, I see Tika, I don't hear Tika. Okay, I don't hear Tika. I see your chat comment. I'm here. DPW, okay, no. HDLC,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Tracy. VCC?
I'm here, yes. It's the 337 number.
Okay, 337. All right. And Tracy, safety and permits. I saw Todd was here.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Todd. CPC, I see Stephen. Jeremy from Entergy said he wasn't going to make it today, but he's submitted some written comments. Sewage and Water Board. Golly gee, we are having problems with sound today. I don't know what it is. LaJoyce, are you there? Okay, seeing your chat comment here. I'm not sure why we can't hear everybody. Joyce is here and Ashley, you're here.
I'm here.
Okay, I can hear you. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know if it was my monitor or what, but okay. So let's get started. Sorry for that taking so long. We'll go ahead with item number 1.
Okay, so item number 1 is a request for a servitude of air rights for a wraparound gallery over the Chapatulas and Racetrack. Lot 13. The municipal address of the property is 1501 Chapatulas. And Before we start, I just want to read the comment from Energy. Jeremy said that the footings will interfere with the gains, and the applicant will need to contact him to set up a meeting to discuss options. So, and I think Ms. Sharon is on
Yes, I'm here.
for this.
Yes, we will contact them about that.
Do we have any other comments?
This is Tracy with the HDLC. We have approved, this is a landmark building. So we have approved the work being done to the building. A certificate was issued February 28th of 22 for the work. So if anything has to change, they are going to have to come back to us for changes to the approved plans.
Yes, we do. We probably will need to change a little bit of the column locations due to there's one fire hydrant that I think it is too close to. And if those energy lines would have to change, then that too, I guess. But we'll send them to you as soon as we know what they are.
Okay.
Thanks.
I guess since DPW is not here, I'm going to assume that they're going to need some further review of the footings. We'll try to follow up and get comments from them, and Ashley will connect you with them.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Hi, this is Tika. I'm not sure, can you, obviously you can hear me. Can you hear me now? I have a couple of questions, issues. You have there's a palm tree in the way of the balconies.
There is no palm tree in front of the site. There is one close to, it's on the next property over, but it doesn't go.
Are you okay?
I think it's,
Let me double. It's not that I don't believe you. I'm just trying to make sure that, because that balcony, when it goes out, might, you know, you're going to end up with palm tree.
sure.
If it's that close, you're going to end up with palm trees in your balcony.
Right.
So,
We'll make sure that the distance of the balcony won't interfere with that palm tree. That distance in between. I know that there was at least, well, it's hard to say how far
there
that
should be
was.
two.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to run over your.
Oh,
let you
no, it's
finish.
okay.
Okay, I'm just trying to get to a little problem in hearing these days, and so I just was trying to make sure I was at the right spot. It's right there. Where you go down Annunciation.
Looks like it's in front of 1503, but not 01.
Correct.
1503, and I'm sorry, 1503
Chapatulas.
Chop. I can't spell chop. Okay. Okay. I can't have, you know, okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to follow too. So there do appear to be two palm trees here, so,
Yes,
Right,
but
that's-
it's the pink building, right, that
Yeah.
you're dealing with, and you want to bring it out, and it almost looks like you got a fire hydrant right there.
Right, that's the fire hydrant.
Really, really close. I don't know. Did
Yeah,
y'all
we-
already discuss that? I'm sorry, I'm a little behind.
we didn't discuss the fire hydrant yet, Tika.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be DPW in any case, and
Yeah, we are, we did, for this, we are asking that we would, move that column so that the fire hydrant wouldn't be in the way. I mean, it wouldn't be in the way of the fire hydrant. And we do need to submit that to HDLC too. But let's see,
it almost looks like it's at the corner. That's going to be a little hard to do. Be at the corner of the balcony. But hey,
right, the corner of you mean where the fire hydrant is? Or it would probably.
yeah, aren't you coming straight out from the building, basically where it
Right.
turns pink? Right, and that
Yeah.
looks like that's pretty much any footing would be right where the fire hydrant is, unless you're going to somehow find another way to
Right, we
do
were like a cantilever a little bit over.
that corner.
Right. It would have a little bit of a cantilever over it.
And I didn't look at the plans, but you're going to redo them in any case, right, for the fire hydrant. Usually, it's stamped and signed by a I think it's a structural engineer.
Right, that is, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just meant for the footings and all of that. That's, I think, what Lewis usually asks for.
Yeah.
I mean, we are showing there to be a stamp here, Tika.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Steve and Callie.
Oh, I guess Lewis is gonna join us in a second. Sorry. Sewage and Water Board, do you have any comments?
No, no comments. Hello?
Okay, no issue with the fire hydrant?
What about the fire hydrant?
I know, assume there's water getting to it somehow, but if there's no comments, then,
The water is in the street, so,
oh, okay, got it.
okay.
There's Lewis. Hi, Lewis.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, we're just on item number 1. Did you have any comments on the footings? I guess Entergy said there's an issue with the gas lines and the footings. And they're gonna follow up with Entergy, but did you have any comments?
No, I don't comment on the footings myself, just as long as looks like they got the stamp thing, so. That's all we need.
And do you have any comments on the fire hydrant?
Fill me in, what's the controversy?
It's right there where the corner of the structure is gonna be. Let me share the Google image.
I mean,
and then ran that algorithm again, then we could have a conversation about, well, how much of it changes, what is the real impact? And based on those results, then.
all right, I see the fire hydrant.
Whether or not we formalize that at this stage or not.
I think she said they were going to resubmit drawings to avoid the fire hydrant.
Yeah, we're gonna have to avoid the fire hydrant. Whatever it
Okay.
takes.
Um, I'm sorry, the applicant, could you just, repeat what you said about what you're resubmitting?
Yes, well, I think they should be on that, the drawings that are submitted to here, is that we have, the fire hydrant is moved about 3 feet over. So it should, I mean, so there's a clearance of, I'm not sure what the clearance is anymore, I'm sorry. And I can't get to my drawings. Let's
Hold on,
see.
and I'll just get to,
Right, I mean, it's a couple of feet at least that there's a clearance between the column and the, but I'm not sure exact.
So the clearance includes the footing 2 feet clear of the fire hydrant?
Yes. I mean, I believe so. It's,
Can you get a proposed first floor, Jennifer?
To know if the underlying data that the previous algorithm
oh yeah, there it is.
based on, probably not like land, shape file specifically, but that would tell us like the cost of.
Maybe zoom in.
There's no what data sets
So the fire hydrant's being moved,
that.
but it's not shown yet.
No.
Oh, the fire hydrant is shown on the drawings.
No, it's shown in
Yeah.
in the existing place, but we're gonna get a new drawing.
You're going to
with
move the fire
moved-
hydrant?
No, we weren't planning on moving the fire hydrant. It's if you move it upwards, it's up from here.
Can you
Or I guess
pan
move the
over?
drawing down. It's on the top of the drawing.
Oh, boy.
There, in that very top corner. Yeah.
Yeah, right in there. If you could go in a little closer.
Yeah. So it says there's a 2'2" distance.
Okay, so it's not, there's no posts on the corner.
Right. We had
Okay.
moved it, but we need to get the okay from HDLC and everyone.
Got it. Okay, so architecturally, it should be at the corner. The issue is just,
Yeah,
can
we
you,
had to
can
move
you
it.
offset it? Yeah,
Exactly.
all right. Okay.
okay, any other comments?
Something that, how often are we going to be checking in?
Okay, hearing none, I'm gonna go ahead to item number 2. The applicant is here, Trey from Second Line Studios. Trey, I've enabled screen share. I know you had a new plan or something that you wanted to show. So if you want to try to share it,
Yeah, it was only just because I figured that there might be some questions about egress and stuff like that. I didn't know, but we can. Oh, I can share. You want me to pull it up?
sure.
Everybody can see that bad boy.
I can. So you want to tell us about this request?
I know that there's a lot of little colorful arrows on there. Hi, everybody. My name is Trey Brevant. I'm the VP of SLS Studios, Second Line Stages. We're looking to have this piece of St. Thomas Street where these two orange would represent a fence gate right here. We currently, you can see we have our current studio operations right here, over here on the 800 block of Richard Street. We have just acquired this piece of property, 601 Market Street, which we have done some substantial renovations to. And then we are currently constructing right now 4 new sound stages on the 718 Market Street. Those are due to be completed by October 1st. And as you can see, we purchased this piece of property over here, 651 Richard Street. And as you can see, our footprint is growing and expanding with the success of the film industry. When you think about studios, when you think about how they were built back in the day, they were very large tracts of land with one beautiful little gate that you got to go on the property and have complete control of all of your environment. Because we are located in these public facing places, we're trying to create some continuity in between these 3 blocks. Only for the biggest piece is safety, which is why, and our studio operations. We currently have a leasehold with the city on Chippewa Street, which we just got the signed executed copy today. And we are looking to do the same thing on this section of St. Thomas Street. Just to be exceedingly clear, one of the things we're trying to do is create better marshaling plans for our clients as they come and use the space. This green arrow represents when we do all of our new renovations, this green arrow represents where we're going to have our clients and trucks enter the property, and this will be base camp and parking. And then this green arrow will be an exit only gate. And so we're looking to create that kind of flow here on getting in and out the property. We have another gate right here, which would be used for smaller vehicles and stake beds. The pink arrows represent the type of movement that our clients would be using through the space, right? These 3 spaces are going to be primarily used as construction mill space and scenic and welding, and they service all of these stages over here. So there's a consistent use of working trucks, crew, marshaling, stage pieces, special equipment back and forth throughout the day, not to mention the amount of cable that gets laid around to service the stages as they shoot. So that is kind of in a nutshell why we are looking to have the right of way on St. Thomas Street between Market and Richard Street. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Hi, this is Tika with Parks and Parkways. I noticed that y'all have street trees.
Yes.
So yeah, right. And so those would need to remain and be cared for.
What you're looking at is the current new landscaping plan for this block. Yes, those are trees that have already been gone through the permitting process and will be part of the new frontage part on Richard Street. Yes.
I'm sorry, what permitting process for the trees did you go through?
Well, we're not there yet. Maybe this is what was submitted.
I'm sorry, and again, please bear with me here. Are you planning on going before the DAC? Is that where those plans are going?
All I know, and I can probably get more information later, but this entire block is being redeveloped as we speak. And this is the current landscaping plan that was submitted with
to whom?
To whomever whoever our contractor had to submit it to get our permit.
Yeah, Tika, I can probably speak to this. This is Stephen with the city planning. I believe our design review of this is complete. So I can look into that and do a follow-up with you, Tika, but that's my understanding of things.
Okay. All right, because there are existing trees there now.
Those trees have been pulled up because we had some large stormwater management requirements which required.
By whom? I mean, you got permission from the Department of Parks and Parkways? I'm a little confused as to the timing on this. Just to let you know, we govern street trees and the removal of same.
Chica, this is
And
Todd.
so if you've, I'm sorry, Stephen,
This is Todd
we
with
can.
Safety and Permits.
Uh-huh.
They had submitted a permit up. I don't have the address for that particular project, but it has gone through the permitting process and the design review process that Stephen spoke to, and there was a stormwater requirement as part of that, I believe. I don't have it up on my screen. So that's where all of this has come into play. It was going through the process for that prior to this request for closing off the streets. I mean, we can follow up further with where it is once we know.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Sure. And we're also it's actually, if I could help, and I completely, and I'm not part of all of those processes as we work with our contractor and going through those steps, but I do know that what we are required to put back is going to be, we are also required to have, I forget, some 5 feet of landscaping too with everything. So it's going back a lot better than when we first developed the property 12 years ago. So that helps, but I understand your concern. I just know that we have done everything we were supposed to do on our side for that particular question. Yes.
Okay.
This is Lewis Haywood with DPW.
Hey, Lewis.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
All right, so you got our Chippewa Street. Now you're coming for St. Thomas. All right. So this is basically is it a similar deal? You're trying to close it at Market and Richard, same as before. I'm gonna have to discuss this with just make sure the Alan Earl, the chief traffic engineer, is all right with this.
Sure.
So I just want to know, just to get a good picture, so I know what I'm asking for. So it would basically be the same condition as Chippewa, or is there anything different?
No, it's essentially the same condition at Chippewa. And yeah, it's the same condition.
Okay. So we have Market Street's a 2-way, which is a 1-way.
No, Market Street is a 2-way.
Right. Yeah.
Richard Street is a 1-way.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Chippewa is a 1-way heading uptown. St. Thomas is a 1-way heading downtown.
Yeah.
And then behind it is God, I always forget. There's so many.
Yeah. I'm basically just trying to think about what the detour would be to someone trying to go down St. Thomas.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask. Has anybody performed a traffic study, Trey?
On this particular street? No. But I do know that the loop around is Annunciation Street.
Yeah.
Which would be, because you can go off of St. Thomas, take a left on Market, go up 2 blocks and take a right on Annunciation, and then take a right on Richard. And then you have access back to St. Thomas on the Richard Street side.
How does this, does this not trigger, I guess it doesn't, like a re-subdivision? As I mean, basically what I'm saying is, in a subdivision process, there's certain rules about block lengths, and permeability, so as not to create like giant super blocks in the middle of neighborhoods. And it seems like leasing streets is somehow a loophole in that, where it's suddenly okay to have a giant piece of property in the middle of an area as long as you lease a couple of blocks. Is that right?
Is that question directed to me? I don't know.
No, it's directed to Stephen.
Yeah, Louis, I can tell you this does not require a subdivision since it's a lease.
Yeah. You see what I'm getting at, I'm sure. All right. All right, well,
To
we'll
me,
ask, we'll see what it needs.
Yeah, I mean, Louis, I think, you know, as we've been talking about the potential traffic issues in this area, and how, you know, conversations that we've had recently concerning River District, I just think that it seems to me that since we've already closed Chippewa, that we would need to have a study of what the effects would be for St. Thomas to even consider this. But I leave that in your consideration.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say strictly speaking, you know, one has to do with the other just because they're in different directions. But you know, it's a little concerning to, you know, close off Chippewa and now close off St. Thomas, you know, if only people that have to kind of get around that area. But yeah, we'll look at it. I mean, I know Chippewa, you know, Chippewa has its own history, especially in this department, you know, since I think it was kind of closed down without going through the process before it was.
It had been closed down for many, many years.
Process.
Well, I want to be, if we're going to go down that road, I think we should be historically accurate on how that process went down between the transfer of administrations and our efforts to do the appropriate thing along the line, and having documentation of the city being unable to keep up with what we were asking. And so we had to continue a short-term permit process through DPW while we were working with Jennifer and everybody else to really make it right. So
Okay.
I just want to be very clear about that we were not trying to get around or skirt anything. We just got caught in a process between the Landry administration to the Cantrell administration, and just a lot of just lag time between responses. And when Jennifer reached out to me about 2.5 years ago and said, "What is this?" I sent her the excruciatingly long email chain, and we kind of got through it. But you know, that was, I know there's been some discussion about that. I just want to be on record and say that was not because we were just trying to skirt. There was just a lot of gaps in time between the people that were in the place at that point. But
it's nothing that I was involved in personally, so I don't.
Well,
really...
exactly. That's what I mean. And I know that administrations change, and it's difficult, but I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was part of that administration at some level, I think, but you know,
I'm not blaming
I was
you.
personally involved in. Let's see.
Is there drainage in St. Thomas?
So the drainage in St. Thomas is, there's only, and just so everybody knows, you know, when we developed 601, we made a pay in lieu because of storm drainage, based on the fact that property, we could not realize it on a building that had 100,000 square feet. So we put in, we did a pay in lieu of $389,000 to the city, in lieu of being able to provide the appropriate storm drainage. But on St. Thomas, there is a storm drain on the corner of St. Thomas and Market Street. And that's it. The next storm drain is up between St. Thomas and between Richard and Orange Street. And what we were hoping to do is lobby to have the city allocate that $389,000 to, you know, give us another storm drain. But there is storm drains on Market Street all throughout Market. There's a main drainage pipe there as well. And the city has just come by and pumped out those manholes recently, which has really helped since we're at the caboose.
Todd.
I think
Sorry.
I got that. Yeah.
Is Todd still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, yeah, do you have any comments about how that would interrelate with their stormwater pay in lieu? Or-
That's something that the building division looks at. That's something we'd have to talk to Jay about. Or get in
Well,
contact with Jay about.
yeah, I mean, but aren't they interrelated a little bit, or am I just overthinking it?
The fee in lieu?
It was, this is, I mean, in any new development that has 50% more than the value of the property, you have to adhere to the stormwater management. It's my appreciation of it. And because this is, you know, I know we're digressing here, and I apologize, but we went through all the different ways of how we could try to capture water and pump it over and do all this stuff. And it just, at the end of the day, the pay in lieu was the most economical thing for us, even though we were trying to do the right thing. And so that was part of that process. I know it's, you know, from what it's my appreciation that it's the largest pay in lieu that the city's ever seen. We didn't want to do it. We would rather have tried to help retain the water.
Oh, I don't know if you cut out on me. So what specifically is the question then, Jennifer, if they've already paid that?
Okay, so I guess if we're going to, in this hypothetical scenario, they have requested to lease St. Thomas Street. We have had them pay in lieu, so they're not really storing water, I guess, on the lots, for lack of a better explanation. And so, you know, part of what the lease could address is whatever we want it to address in terms of drainage. So, but if it doesn't make sense to do that because we're satisfied with the payment,
Yeah, like I'd have to talk to Jay about it. That's really in his wheelhouse.
okay, yeah,
I
I
don't,
think I'd just like to have some input on that because, you know, obviously if we're considering a lease, we can certainly address those issues in the lease if that's something that would be beneficial to feeling confident that
Okay.
the adjacent streets are draining, that St. Thomas is draining. I mean, obviously Second Line has a vested interest in making sure that that's happening, but just, I don't know what kind of investments are maybe appropriate in the right of way since we couldn't get them on the lots, right? So
Right.
I think maybe we should.
Yeah, just to clarify, it was just that one lot. Where the new stages are, we have a very robust water retention system that we're designing with permeable pavement and keeping water on the ground and stuff like that. So we are addressing that, you know, in the new construction. We're making the ability to, you know, get in the earth and stuff. So
Okay.
that will alleviate, you know, because that is on one side of St. Thomas, right? And then on the other side are the warehouses.
This is Tika. I'm just going to digress a little bit and maybe ask Louis and Stephen. It looks like what you're doing is when you said the old way of doing it was a super block. Well, it looks like that's what we are indeed creating is a super block. So when we're closing off streets, we're closing off pedestrian access. And is that sort of thing included in the studies, Louis, for when you say traffic studies? Are pedestrians and bicycles included in those studies? And is there any concern with indeed creating a super block?
Well, I mean, a study can be anything that, you know, we were to specify. You know, there's no default required study for anything, and you can certainly lease a street without a study. It all comes down to what the department and the, you know, chief traffic engineer requires. And, you know, I'll say that the department does not have we don't have a hard rule, you know, about block connectivity. And I think even in the subdivision regulations, this would probably not even require any kind of cross passage. It's 1,000 feet distance. And I don't think our subdivision regulations are that strict. I think it's something like 1,400 feet or something. Maybe I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah. So there's not going to be any kind of hard rules. It's going to come down to just getting a sense of the area. Now, that said, I don't know what is going to be required. I don't know if anything's going to be required, but I would say that it's going to be a further consideration type thing for us, and we'll have an internal discussion, and just decide what what we'll ask for if we ask for anything.
Yeah, this is LaJoyce from Sewage and Water Board. So this is for Lisa St. Thomas.
That's correct.
So there's a water line in St. Thomas. So it would have to be a lease with a servitude in favor of Sewage and Water Board, because there's a water line that needs to be maintained. And it would have to be like no permanent structures within that servitude, and Sewage and Water Board would need to have access for that location for any repairs or maintenance that needs to be done on the water line.
That makes sense, and it sounds like it would be very similar to what we currently have in place for Chippewa.
Yes, that's why I was. There's a servitude on Chippewa?
They have closed and leased Chippewa from the city, subject to those same requirements of a full width servitude.
Okay.
Full ingress and egress for utilities and no permanent structures. Although they have been allowed to install a small security hut.
Yes, and it's on a pallet and it can pick up and moved. Disconnect all the other pieces.
Well, so how can you, if you have a hut on top of a water line, how can you remove it if there's an emergency?
It is on the sidewalk part of it. It is not on top of on that utility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's on the sidewalk. So it should be like 4 feet or something.
Yeah, it's a like a 4x6 deep little hut.
Okay.
It's just a prefabbed guard shack, just so we can there'll be a 24/7 guard in there.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's there to monitor and all the comings and goings and keep an eye on our other property in the neighborhood and all that.
Okay.
Stuff.
So is there going to be a gate there or something?
Yes.
There is a gate there, yes.
Okay. So Sewage and Water Board will be able to have access.
Sewage and Water Board would be able to have access to whatever they need to have access to at any moment on both sides.
So the justification for the closure here is it, I'm trying to remember what the justification for Chippewa is. I know you discussed this at the start. I just want to make sure, because it sounded like what I got out of it was that it's about vehicles and people are crossing back and forth. Is there like a security aspect to this as well? It seemed like that was part of the thing at Chippewa.
Very, very much so. It is a concern of safety and security as well. In time, we have 200 workers. We also deal in an industry that has intellectual property, and we want to kind of not draw attention to there's IP concerns, we get paparazzi, which is a big, believe it or not, a big concern of ours. And we want to create a secure environment for our clients and a safe environment. There are so many moving pieces and parts, and having them, they will be using that street all the time. And I think it would be safer for the community and for us and everybody if they had the ability to just stay on the street and not worry about cars and people walking back and forth through there. And it's that's really the crux of it.
Okay, all right. That's enough of me. I'll talk about it to Alan, and we'll get back to y'all.
Great.
Thanks.
Any other comments? I know Stephen had to drop off early, but he said he has no objections. We're going to take a 2-minute break for public comment, and we will come back at roughly 2:50. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Okay, that was 2 minutes. We did not have any public comments in our inbox, so we're just ready to go through and take a vote on these 2 items. So for item number 1, I'm going to make a motion of no objection, subject to further review by Entergy. HDLC, Parks and Parkways, and DPW, and Real Estate and Records. Do I have a second?
Jen, I don't need to review.
Oh, okay. Without Parks and Parkways then.
Second.
Thank you, Louis. Second from DPW. We've had a couple of people drop off, but Parks and Parkways,
Am I supposed to
Yes.
say aye?
aye, yes, okay, Parks and Parkways, aye, DPW,
Aye.
HDLC,
Aye.
safety and permits,
Aye.
CPC dropped off, but he has no objection, Sewage and Water Board,
Aye.
and Real Estate and Records, aye. Okay, so we'll have the applicant follow up with those departments to get that one to the finish line. Item number 2, I'm going to make a motion of no objection, subject to further review by DPW, safety and permits, Real Estate and Records, and anyone else? And Sewage and Water Board, so that we can review the terms of the servitude. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll make a second.
Thank you, Tracy. Okay, Parks and Parkway,
Aye.
DPW,
Aye.
HDLC,
Aye.
safety and permits,
Aye.
Sewage and Water Board,
Aye. Aye.
and Real Estate is an aye. Okay, that motion also carries. So that's it. Thank you, guys. We got it done in less than an hour, so that's something. I think there's quite a bit to think about with the St. Thomas request. So I'll be following up with some of you directly. Otherwise, have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.